Hey everybody, this is Sid Sexton and my good friend Keith Glines with another episode, a quick hit of the Overlap podcast. And so with this one, jumping right into it, here's another idea that sort of like dovetails with the last quick hit we had last week. Was that, and this has kind of been a word that I've really been, or a phrase that I've really been utilizing a lot lately, is what are we optimizing for? And this gets brought up in a lot of team meetings or discussions with team members as we're thinking about things and moving forward, developing strategy or whatever. Not even strategy, but just what are we going to do? Solving problems. And it's easy to get caught up in chasing a rabbit, but is that really what we should be chasing? So I've been trying to stay disconnected from, the fervor of solving the problem, and just making sure, is that the right problem, and what are we really optimizing for? What are we trying to get out of this?
One, I think the word optimization in the business world has been way overused.
Ooh, that's probably true. I'm sorry to overuse it.
So everything we go to, what do they tell us to do? You need to optimize.
Yeah,
you
automate and optimize.
Yeah, you need to automate and optimize.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes we can get so busy automating and optimizing, we forget to do the work.
There's that. Holy cow, that's good. I didn't even think we were going to go that route, but that's a good one.
And so one of the things before you start optimizing, I think you should ask, what is this for?
Yeah, what is this for? What is the end goal that I'm looking for?
Yeah, because you were talking with some of your team members about this.
Yeah.
And I would say in a service industry like you run, it would be super easy to get into the optimization. We got to optimize that.
Yeah. Well, and look, there's lots that we should and could and will automate and optimize, especially over the next 4 months. That's kind of one of our main goals.
Because the grass quits growing.
Well,
a little bit.
So what we do, and I say this a lot, and I've been saying it a lot right now, is we develop a plan, sometime October, November. By December, we've solidified that plan. We move into Christmas breaks and holidays, and we get some time off. And then January comes around, and we start executing that plan. We start training for it and building up. And by the time March gets there, it gets to be the season. And then I just kind of sit back and I watch January through June. Close out June by mid-July. Mid-July, I start making some analysis. By mid-August, I've got a real good idea of what we need to start changing. And then we spend the rest of quarter three starting to implement some changes to the plan that we had and to the system we've developed or has developed, by... there's another topic. We got.
What plan has developed by happenstance?
By happenstance, we've just fallen into this habit of doing it this way, and it's really not the best way, or whatever. But to stay on this topic is that we're starting to implement new ideas, and we're trying to solve problems, and everyone's got good ideas, and we're all thinking about things. But we get distracted from our goals by shiny new ideas, I think. And so I've been saying, what are we optimizing for? What are you optimizing for, listener? Do you know what you're optimizing for? Do you know what your activities or what results your activities, weekly, monthly, are designed or intended to produce? That's what I'm getting at. Does that make sense? Does that connect?
Yeah. Are you having meetings for meetings?
Yeah. Are you having could that meeting have been shortened, or could it just been an email? Do you have a meeting every day? What's that for? Do you need it anymore? Is that something that you really needed 3 years ago, but now you don't need it anymore because everyone's kind of developed that habit? What are you optimizing for with that? You know?
I think that's where you would need to look at your routines.
Oh, yeah. Did someone say that they had to write down everything they did and every product they did with a pen and paper and see what, what that was for?
Yeah, why?
Why? Yeah, what are you optimizing for?
Yeah, why? Yeah, why? Ask yourself why.
Yeah.
Why do we have that 7 a.m. meeting every day?
Yeah. What are you optimizing for? Yeah, it's almost like that works every single time,
But it's easier said than done.
It is way easier said than done. Here's some of the things, and when we were talking about this, there's the broad general overview. Now, let me give you some examples. In my world, training gets brought up a lot, right? And I'm down with training. But what I usually say is like, I'm down with training. We need to train. But we're not the police force, We're not, Mobile PD. And what I mean by that is, and I say that a lot, we're not the fire department either. What I mean by that is that Mobile Police Department is going to get X amount of dollars, as long as that fiscal budget,
the population base stays the same.
It still gets approved, right? And so they're training, and I don't know what they're training. I've never been a police officer. I don't have any insight on this, and I'm probably wrong. But this is my thought: is that whatever their training is doesn't there's no lost opportunity time or cost. If this unit or whatever comes in and trains for 4 hours on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month, the other patrol or the other unit is still out there to serve and protect while these people are training, and then the other people are vice versa, whatever. Well, in a service-based business, where we're really only generating income by billing hours, if you spend 4 hours every week or every 2 weeks with 30 people and you're used to billing out, let's say $60 an hour, that's a lot of money. So that's 30 people times 4 hours is 120 man hours times, let's just say $60. That's $7,200. That's the lost opportunity cost. Then let's say your average loaded pay is 20 times $30 times 4 on top of the $2,400 that you are definitely paying those people. Does that make sense? Plus the $7,400, you're at about a $10,000 cost to train. And everyone from the outside, not outside, but everyone that doesn't have deep insight into the financials of the company thinks, well, we need to train. And I'm like, dude, I'm totally cool. But what are we going to train for? And can we keep that to 1 hour? How much can we get out of 1 hour? Because I got to have constraints,
Hey guys, this is Keith. Let me break down a scenario for you. Are you a business owner that is overwhelmed by the options of investing, but you're being told you need to invest in retirement, you need to invest in mutual funds, you need to buy some single stocks? Well, I have your fix. C2 Wealth Strategies, ran by our friend Wes Cody. Their website is c2wealth.com. If you are looking at investing at all and are confused by it, give them a call today. They will be happy to handle whatever you need. He's brought up very specific things that I need to be working on as a business owner in my investing life. Let him do that same thing for you. c2wealth.com, or go to the overlaplife.com page and click on sponsors.
Hey there. My good friend Steve Bousquet and his partner Christine Era, the owners of Green Profit Academy, are super excited about a new product they've got coming out. If you didn't know, they're the authors of Profit First for the Lawn Care Business. And it's a book written by Christine Era. Steve plays a big role in sort of adding to that. But they've got that book. It's already out. But if you're an audiobook listener and you just learn better by listening, they've got the audio version coming out. And I think this is really cool. They've got Christine Era narrating the audiobook, and she does a really good job. I've heard some clips of it. It's pretty fantastic. And Mike Michalowicz, the original author of Profit First, he reads the foreword. And so they've got a book launch that's going to come out on their website, Green Profit Academy, and you should stay tuned for more information about that. They're going to have some giveaways. They're going to have some other special deals going on. But the book itself, the audio book, will come out September 12th. So please be on the lookout for that. And if you need some help with Profit First for your green industry business, please give them a call or look them up, Green Profit Academy. Thanks so much.
So, yeah, we talked about in our last podcast, keeping the majors your majors.
Yeah.
If you're going to train at that rate, you better know what's a major.
Right. Yeah. What are we optimizing for?
Right.
And everyone throws out training because it's hard to argue against training. Like you're a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
You know? And so I get it. It's a trap for me. But the real question is cool, training, cool. What are we optimizing for? And they'll go, whatever. I don't know what it is, but it just forces you to be a little bit more thoughtful about that. How's that training set up? Is it audio visual? Like, is it is it something on your phone or a tablet that you go through and click button, watch a video and then answer some questions? Is it a written test? Is it a lecture by someone else with, taking notes and then a test at the end? Is it no test? Is it hands-on training? What are we talking about? Because there's all different kinds. And what are we optimizing for? I think it's a good question. I want to give you, the listener, that phrase for your vocabulary and use it a lot and always ask, what are we optimizing for?
So my business can be subject to this because, in the tech world, we think we have to stay on the cusp.
Oh, yeah.
So are you optimizing for a new product? Are you spending big bucks on creating new products that may work?
Oh my God, new products, new services.
Yeah, do we got is there a new cool service that everybody else is doing that we think we need to do?
Yeah. Oh, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use AI.
Yeah.
Cool.
AI.
What for? I love AI. What for?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We just need it.
Yeah. It makes cool pictures by itself.
Does it?
Yeah.
AI?
Yeah.
Pictures?
Yeah.
Like art? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can feed it. You can feed AI, I want a road going through a beach.
Oh, okay.
And I want street lights on the road, and it'll make it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I want it blended into the horizon.
Yeah. Blend in. Yeah.
So really, you're touching on a subject like new initiatives, new products, new services. Why? What are we optimizing for? Well, we're giving a new service for our customers to whatever, to have, because, whatever, I don't know. And you just got to ask, you got to ask the team, you got to ask yourself, you got to ask people asking for this. What are we optimizing for? So you understand what is the end goal that we are looking for? What is the critical outcomes, the strategic outcome that you're looking to achieve with this new initiative, this new product, this new service?
And you have to empower your team members to ask why.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, is giving them the freedom to say, I would love for my people to come to me and say, why are we doing this?
That would be
awesome. And me to
awesome.
have to explain it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I do think, like I said at the beginning, though, it's easy to get caught up trying to solve problems and just creating a lot of new initiatives without really thinking about what is the critical outcome the strategic outcome that we are trying to produce. What are we optimizing for?
I think also creating culture goes in here too. So the culture word, you've got to create a great culture in your business.
Sure. I'm with you. I believe so.
I do too, but creating culture sometimes just means going to work.
That is culture too. you know, it's not ping pong tables.
No, we don't need like beanbag chairs.
And it's not, well, maybe you need
maybe
beanbag
you do at some point, but the culture of people getting to keep their jobs is pretty good.
It's pretty good. And I think, you're right. You can develop you can get so honed in on culture and lose sight of what you're optimizing for.
Right.
You got to generate income. You got to generate work that people are happily buying. And it's got to be good work, and it's got to be on time, and it's got to be correct, you know.
Yeah. And then the culture comes.
Yeah.
You create that, the culture comes. But
that becomes the culture, is that we get stuff done.
You know, I think I'm saying I think a lot because this is one of those topics that I don't have it down.
That we think, you know. I'm no expert on what are you optimizing for, but I'm in the middle of it.
But I believe in your mission statement or your VTO or whatever you use to guide your company's vision, there needs to be guardrails to answer the why of every optimization that you do.
Yeah. And that really that was my last note is, what is the long-term plan? What's your long-term plan? Now, if it's personal, I think I've mentioned it on this podcast, and I've mentioned it in a lot of other places. I read the book Living Forward, and then I went to the seminar or workshop or whatever. It was like 4 days out in Bend, Oregon. I was actually pretty lucky to be able to do that. And the book tells you, and what one of the processes is think about your funeral, you know, and I've read it before. I've read that kind of stuff before. But how am I living my life? You know, what do I want people to, what do I want them to say and think about me when I actually die, you know? And so that really shifted my whole mentality from being pretty selfish and self-centered to being, to shifting gears and not going to get mine, you know, and all that stuff, but like starting to help others and really starting to figure out that if I help enough people get what they want out of life, ultimately I get what I want out of life.
Isn't that so true?
And that's crazy, right? But I had to have something shift my gears to just go, what am I optimizing for? What am I doing these things for? And if it's for personal gain, how sustainable is that? Will I ever be truly happy? And I had to answer that. The answer to that question was no, you know? I had to answer no.
Dude, optimization is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the personal optimization.
Oh.
You can do, how many times have I gotten distracted with new Tybo? Or
with what?
P90X?
Oh,
yeah, you know what I mean? Dude,
yeah,
Billy
okay.
Blank's Tybo was awesome.
Okay.
I did it about one time.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I never ordered that. No.
Yeah.
I did
I ordered
P90X
that.
like a champ, though, for a long time.
How many people lost weight on P90X and they got back fat because it burned them out
Maybe.
the next week?
I did P90X. I did all of them.
Yeah.
The 1, the 2, and the 3.
Yeah. And so just consistency in your health process you wouldn't have had to order any of that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It worked for me.
But
because I could do it in the morning before, and I didn't really, it gave me something to do. But
human optimization. It's a $1 billion industry that most people never follow through with.
Yeah.
When just consistency, what are you optimizing for? What do you want to do? And what is the steps to get you there?
Yeah.
It's not a new downloadable product, typically.
You're probably right. You are.
And it's for businesses. I mean, how many business programs are out there that we could just buy, but we know what we're supposed to do?
Well, I think, and I'm with you. I believe that you set an annual plan or you've got a 5-year target. And it's easy. it takes discipline and effort and focus to bring you back in from all the distractions that happen throughout the year or 5 years, where you've got all these opportunities to do other things that will take you off your path to get you to your 5-year goal, your 3-year goal, your 1-year goal, whatever it is. And so when you start to embark on some new initiative, you got to ask yourself, does this line up with the 5-year target? You know, is this going to get me to where I'm trying to go? Yes or no? And you kind of got to be you really have to be honest with yourself. It might be really good to have a mentor to talk to about that, because sometimes it's hard to see the forest from the trees. And confirmational bias is a real thing. You know, you understand what I'm talking about there?
Oh, definitely so.
Yeah. And for the listener that may not understand confirmational bias is I've got a thing in my head. I think that this initiative is going to get me there because I like the shiny new thing. I need that motorcycle. Why? Well, it's going to make me feel good, and if I feel good, then I'm going to work well, and then I'm going to be inspired to do things. And if you had a mentor that you had a good relationship and could take this kind of criticism, that mentor would be like, "Shut up, you freaking loser. No, you just want to buy that thing because you want to buy it. Just be honest about it." But it's definitely not going to optimize your 3-year target. You know, and it's going to rob the cash that you might need to fund that, you know. Motorcycle, maybe not, but you get my point.
But it's also okay to just say, I want that.
It's okay to say you want it.
And not make it a new thing.
But don't lie to yourself.
Don't lie to yourself that it's going to add anything to your life.
And if you don't
or
have
your business.
And if you don't have the cash,
don't finance it.
Don't do it. Don't finance it. Oh my God. Thank you. That's a good one. So that's really the topic, is what are you optimizing for? And I really want to give you, the listener, that phrase so you can start asking that all the time. Yourself, your team, your calendar, you know, people that ask for time with you. What are we trying to accomplish with this meeting? I have been saying that a lot. I said it twice this morning alone, 2 different meetings. Hey, glad we could get together. I know we moved this around a couple of times. Sorry for that. Okay, we're here now. I know you wanted to get together about X, Y, and Z, but like, just help me understand, what are we optimizing for here today? And it gives you real clarity, so it doesn't, like, that meeting time doesn't creep all over the place. And the next thing you know, it's been 45 minutes and all we're doing is catching up. And then they want to cram in 15 minutes of like topics. And I would go, well, we could have handled that in 15 minutes, you know? Now I had 45 minutes. I could have been, you know, creating some content, returning some emails, you know, having a one-on-one with a team member, you know, addressing a small issue, calling that customer back, you know, whatever. What am I optimizing for with my time, with our products, with our initiatives, you know, all that.
Yeah. And I don't really think new products is an optimization. I think it's a wish. And so I'll explain that. Right now we're developing a new product. And I literally walked into a meeting last week and said, we're not counting on this at all.
Yeah.
This is not something that we're going to count on in our budget. I mean, we're going to count on the development of it in our budget, but it's not going to bring in money for 2 years. So don't even plan on it. And it may not even bring in money then.
New services definitely cost money.
Yeah. So what are you optimizing for?
There you go. All right. Well, I think we hammered that one out. Hopefully the listener got something out of that, and we better shut it down, so we'll keep it a quick hit. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the sponsors. Thank you to the sponsors for supporting us, keeping this podcast free, keeping it going. And because I'm pretty sure we would not be doing this if someone wasn't helping if folks like our sponsors weren't helping us with it. And thank you for helping them, because we are getting feedback that you guys are going and supporting them, and I really appreciate it. Anything else on this, Keith? Go see our website.
Go see our website, overlaplife.com. Yeah. We got another cool stuff going there. Cool. We just started on our new newsletter. It's going to come out every Thursday.
Ooh, nice. All right. Well, until next time, peace.
Peace.
Okay, guys, everyone knows if you're a business owner, a business leader, or you're just a person in the world needing help with accounting, you need a real partner. You need someone that's going to listen to you and not just plug numbers in to make their job easy to do your taxes. At least that's what I want. I've been through a lot of accountants in my life, and I have yet to find one even remotely as good as Johnny Baranco. He's the owner of Baranco and Associates, and he's the kind of guy that really doesn't manipulate your books to make his job easier. He really is trying to give you insights into your business or into your financial planning world. Whatever your goals are, he's there to help. And so I just encourage you to give him a call. Baranco and Associates, look him up online. It's barancoandassociates.com and just see if he can help you. He really is the accountant that I recommend to everyone, even before he was a sponsor of the podcast. So please, if you need an accountant, just do yourself a favor and give him a call. Let me tell you about one of our sponsors, Chris Drogmiller. He's with CMD Fencing. One, I really appreciate his support to the podcast. He listens to the podcast, but long before that, he has done several projects for me at my home, at our business, and the dude just does an awesome job. One of the things I really like about him is it's basically just him and someone that helps him. His attention to detail is phenomenal. The work is always high quality. If you've ever had a fence built, you know that the gate itself and how it opens and shuts is kind of the stamp of quality. It always works well. I've made him make some interesting kind of fencing where it's all horizontal. He had no problems with that, did a great job. And the guy is freaking awesome. He's easy to work with and he does a fantastic job. He's a firefighter. So, he works 2 days on and 2 days off. So he comes in and knocks my project out on the days that he's off. And the dude's awesome. You can find him on our website, overlaplife.com. You can find him on Facebook, CMD Fencing. And let's see, his phone number is 901-484-5546. So if you need a fence, need some fence work, call Chris Drogmiller, CMD Fencing.